Hi and welcome to Angling For You, and you join me on Laurels Pond today at the wonderful Lindholme Lakes, and I'm out just trying a new product out, and this is the first fish of the session, and to be fair, I'm not expecting many fish at all. It's very, very cold today, and what we're fishing with is a shotgun feeder from Middy, and they're quite an interesting design and quite an interesting thought process, and hopefully we'll get this fish in, and we'll have a little look at it. This is a few different things about how we load it, and it does actually make quite a lot of sense in the design process of it and the thought process of it. It's a lovely F1. And he's in the net. Just trying out obviously this new rod as well. Got the new Tyson rod, and fantastic action on that. Let's put that out of the way for a minute. Just untangle and get this fish. Just rolled himself under the line a little bit. Oh, he's giving me the up back, so that's. Try and get him all held up. It's quite cold, and it is. Not very happy about it, but we'll do it for you. It's a lovely F1 to start the day. Let's relax a little bit and let's get him back in the water. And he's away. And it's like a block of ice, I'll tell you that for sure. So what I'm going to do is just turn around and we're going to have a little look at this feeder, because it is pretty cool. So in fact, before we look at the rig, I've got one that's that I'm going to come up to camera and I'm going to show you up close, which is not plugged in. Right, so firstly we'll show you the feeder itself. So it looks a little bit like a normal feeder. And you can see either end it's got where you can put your line through. Now the cool bit about it is it's got a spring inside, and you can see there that there's movement in it. So what happens is that is the shotgun sort of name to say. So the line comes through. When you're loading your feeder, which I'll show you in close detail, you pull this up, your line's coming through the other end, you put all your bait in, then you obviously put your hook bait in, and then you cap it back off, and that is obviously setting your feeder going. Now what I'm going to do is I'll show you a little bit about the packaging of it, and so you can see what they look like, but then I'm also going to put some in some water and I'll show you what the shotgun effect does, and we'll talk about how that looks on a rig. Okay guys, it's going to be a bit chilly, so I'm going to be quite brisk about it, but these are a couple of different sizes of this shotgun feeder. Now as you can see, the good thing is they come in twos, so you've got an extra spare. There's a 21 gram and a 28 gram feeder. Obviously the 28's a lot slightly bigger in size as well, as these ones are mini, but they're really cool. I'm going to flip it to the back of it, And you can see like the breakdown in close there of how, what I'm talking about, of the line running through and how it fires it out in a sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 explanation. But what we're going to do to make it a little bit better and to see it for in real life, I'm going to set up the camera, I'm going to load one of the feeders up. I'm not going to put the bait in, the hook bait in there, but I'm going to put some normal bait in this one. I'm going to put it in that, and I'm going to have a look and see what happens in the water. Right guys, to load it, so like I was saying, you just pull back this part of it, just hold it with your thumb. Obviously it's a bit more difficult because I'm holding the bait tub as well, but just push back the bait in. So now you would leave a gap like that, and that's where you would push your bait back in, and then you would obviously cap it off. Once you've soaked your micros, you do have to press quite hard, but what happens is the water comes in through the holes at the top, and it comes in through the holes at the side, and it gradually works its way to loosening the pellets, and then obviously then the shotgun effect comes in and pulls that out. So let's move to the water, we'll drop it in, and we can have a little look and see what that looks like. Right guys, so I'm going to drop the feeder in and we'll show you that effect. As you can see, the pellets starting to drop out straight away with the swelling. Starting to swell up, and you're going to see in a second as that shotgun feeder goes forward like so, pushes those pellets out, and those are going to be right next to your hook bait, obviously if you've got a hook bait in there. So you can see very easily that works so well, and it just creating that pile there where the hook bait's going to be in the middle, and you know, you're away. Okay guys, right, so let's run through my rig. So as you can see, you've got the inertia reel 3000, and today rocking the new Tyson rod today, 11 foot, I'll flip it round, 11 foot carp feeder, and that's coupled with some new line as well. So the new line that I've been trying out is the M-Tech range, and it's really good. Really nice line, and it's a Middy branded product. It comes with 2 sets of spools, so that single one will do 2 spools on top of your original one that a lot of the smaller brands do. So it's not quite a bulk spool, it'll maybe do 2 or 3, but it'll certainly do your change for doing it twice in a year. So this is the 8-pound line that I've got on this one, so nice and durable, low diameter, but really strong and really stretchy. So the feeder itself, you've just gone through there, but as you can see now we've got a little bit of a feeder bead on there, and the hook link runs through to Gen Pro line, and that's 018, not messing about. You need to be geared up. There's some big fish in here, and then we've got a little white wafter, because usually this time of year the bread does well, so a little white wafter, and we've got an MCM size 16 hook, Preston hook, and like I was saying before, that'll retract into there, and obviously you're able to fill that up as we did before. So I'm going to get back on the box and see if I can catch. Right guys, we're into another fish again on the white bandam, and close to that island. Feels like another F1. Might even be it's a skimmer here. Nice welcome skimmer in this cold weather. Looked perfectly in the bottom lip, if you can grab hold of him. There we go. Lovely little skimmer. Let's get him back. So I'm fishing just out to this island on my right. Going to pull back the tab on the feeder. Just going to push in some of those pellets. Get that white bandam. Just push that in. I always find that white, I usually fish a lot of orange through the summer and yellow, but I always find that white works really well in the sort of winter months. I wonder if that's because it's maybe like bread, or it has that same sort of look about it. Who knows? But definitely worth getting a few if you've not got any. Just around that same area. We've not gone too tight to the island. Couple of reasons for that. One is that there's a lot of overhanging branches and potentially underwater sort of branches as well. So that's one reason. But also, two, this time of year it's quite shallow. Usually, I mean, it's not shallow laurels, to be honest. It's quite a deep pond. But what I'm worried about is the fact that it's shallower, really close to the island, and I don't want to be caught in that sort of scenario where we could be away from the fish, really. Plus there's a lot of debris that drops off not only there's branches, but there's also debris underneath that will drop off naturally, and so there'll be a lot of leaves and things quite close in. Into another fish now, straight away onto that bandom. And like I said, we were just slightly off that island, and that little shotgun feeder is just depositing that little bit of bait. It's all close together, and it's they just can't help but be homed into it. So a good skimmer, or so probably an F1. I'd said nice and slow this time, with it being cold, not as mad and crazy as they are in the summer. Lovely soft through action on this Tyson rod, and this is, you'll see the review on it in regards to just a little bit about it on one of my other videos, but I want to try and cover a lot of the different price range. Oh, it's a beautiful fish, lovely colours on that. Let's get him in there. I just want to sort of cover, you know, a little bit of the different price ranges, and you know, that fish fishing all these sort of superior rods and things like that, which I will be getting for the waggler, but fishing these other different size rods and different price ranges, I want to show what's out there and available, rather than just buying all the sort of the most expensive things. Don't know if he's going to let me hold him up. Beautiful little fish. Let's get him back. It's nice and cold out here. So we're going to get this back out. Sorry that my the face is sort of hidden a little bit. It is mighty cold today, and definitely, if I could have the ugly face on show, I would do. Well, but it is cold. And I think one thing to explain, and I've talked about it in the past, and most of you guys already know this. When you're fishing in winter, it's obviously not like summer fishing. What do I mean by that? Obviously it's not like summer fishing because you're not sat in your shorts, but in regards to bait, so I'm feeding as obviously as often as the fish are taking the bait. Other than that, those two last fish came in quick succession, but if I was fishing with no bites, I would wait 10 minutes, whereas if I was waiting in the summer, it'd be 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, depending on weather, the forecast, and sort of what the fishery's been like. But general rule, no more than 2 minutes in the summer, but certainly here and any venue in the winter, I would be waiting a minimum of 10 minutes. If I was fishing a big venue and like a Bonington or something like that, and I'm fishing a bomb, and I knew that the fish were around the area, and it was a very minimal amount of bait that we put. We could do even up to half an hour if I knew that the bait were going to be on there. So just something to bear in mind. It's all lovely to catch in the summer, but what I would suggest, a few tips, if you say, three definite tips for winter fishing. 1, be warm. Make sure you've got your sort of hat, a good hoodie and a coat, and some nice waterproof, and some nice wellies that have got sort of inliner socks. That's my tip 1. Tip 2, go minimal. Carry less stuff than you would normally do. There's a lot more chance of rain and sleet and things like that. Don't bring loads more gear than you're going to need to, or at least keep it in the car, and then bring down what you need, because you're going to have to clear that up, and no one wants to clear up when it's cold and you're wet, and it's no fun. So that's definitely my number 2. And my number 3 is bring a flask, bring maybe a warm soup or a hot drink, a tea and a coffee. Sounds logical, but not all people think of it, and you have a lot more comfortable session if you sat, number 1, warm, number 2, with minimal stuff around you, and 3, with something to keep you warm internally when you have when it does get really cold and the wind's blowing hard. But 3 top tips for winter, and definitely keep them all in consideration for when you come out. Lovely bite again. Feels like another F1. Love the action on this Tyson. Our really thought process was, would they be not great if at this price range? But it's a lovely rod. I'm looking forward to the summer when we get some real pigs on it. Beautiful action. Looks like a little mirror, this. Oh, no, we didn't. Another little left one in the net. Beautiful. And as you know, Lindholme is renowned for F1s. That is, especially when you get on the in fact, all the ponds have got F1s in, but especially ones like Benny's and Laurels and Bonsai. It's definitely up well in that bottom lip. There we go. There he pops. Try and give him a lift up. Want to be quick because it is cold and they are lively. So let's put another beautiful conditioned F1. It's getting back in. Fantastic bite there. typical F1 bite. This is why we have these nice rests, so they don't take your rod in water. They're coming straight to me again. Every one today comes straight to me. Love this line. I mean, I've had Daiwa hypersensitive for ages and I love hypersensitive, but this line's lovely. Feels amazing. Another lovely F1. A little bit more line off. There we go. Another hard fight in F1. Beautiful. Let's get him back. Into another fish. Feels like another F1, kind of slow and steady. You've got to always be prepared as well that not your clutch too tight, because sometimes like this fish for example, it's come straight up to me. Now I'm anticipating that it's going to start to go for a few lunges, and if that's when you start to lose fish, when you've got no drag. And there's the lunges that we were talking about. It's lovely soft actioned rod absorbing those lunges. It's only a small F1 I think. We don't want to bully it this time of year. You want to make these fish count. It's out in this cold weather. You don't want to lose them. Just hear that reel just ticking away, and this rod taking care of all these lunges. It's a lovely F1 taking care of these lunges, and that rod just ticking away, and there he is in the net. It's a lovely F1, is that? Lovely, lovely F1. Beautiful fish to end the session on is that one. Perfect, iconic colours. Gonna need a little bit of disgorging I think, because he's quite deep down in there. There's MCM hooks. Once they're in, they're in. Beautiful. Let's just shut that drawer. I'll get him picked up, hopefully he's gonna behave. Probably not, because it's an F1 and they never really do, but what a fantastic fish to end the session. Beautiful, beautiful colours, a nice hefty match winning fish, sort of match weight fish, and typical of what you find at Lindholme. So guys, thank you very much for joining me and having a look at these new products with me. It's been a great session, and I'm going to continue. I'm sure I'll have more fish, and it's took me a little bit of time this morning, just having a search around, playing about with different colours of baits, and ended up settling on those white wafters, and you know that it's a really good product. I'm not here to just say it's good. If it's not good, then I'll say it's not good. But it works really well, and I do like the fact that it gets down to the bottom, nothing comes out, and then slowly it pushes out, and it creates that pile, and it's not up and through the layers, it's taking them down to the bottom. So it's a really really good product to fish with. So and it's 11 foot deep in parts of it as well, so the bait's still getting down there. So thank you very much for watching. Join us on the Facebook group, Angling For You. Join us on the Instagram, angling_for_you. If you have a look around on the what they call it, on the Facebook group, we'll probably be doing a little competition. I'm probably going to give away one of the lines that we've got, the Middy lines, one of the packs of these feeders, and I'm probably going to give away, I've got another product to look at, some pots for the pole, so I'll look at putting up a little bundle, and potentially a t-shirt as well with that as a Christmas giveaway, and that'll be done on a competition basis, and it's usually something like your best fish of the year, post your picture. So keep your eyes out for that. If you join us on the Facebook group, you'll able to have a little go at that and see if you can do well at it, and it'll be sort of up there in December. And thank you as always for watching. Get yourself down to Lindholme Lakes, because even in this condition we're still catching fantastic fish. So thanks a lot to Lindholme again. Tight line, guys.